that you won't want to miss.
All this and more coming up on Good Morning Texas. Good morning, Texas. For Wednesday, September 26th, I'm Kayla Peterman.
I'm Isabel Miller.
And I'm Ryan Chandler. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Well, guys, how are you guys doing this week? Everything going well so far for y'all?
I think this is probably the busiest week I've had in my entire time in college, but you know what? It's fine. We're surviving.
Weirdly
right?
enough, same for me. The busiest week, I don't know why, but everything's fine on. The career fair is getting me going.
Right.
And
so you're saying it just doesn't get better?
No.
You're
Yeah.
ahead of me, and
You're a senior and
I have
it's
that
still
to look
the
forward to. Okay,
much.
well, that's good to hear.
I feel like I've had a busy week, but it's going well so far. I mean, no complaints. I would rather be busy than have nothing to do at all.
That's good.
So,
And you know what?
yeah.
It's hump day now. 2 more days, and it's the weekend
more
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I had a busy weekend also. I was actually at Bevo's ranch, which was really fun.
Very cool.
Yeah. It's no secret that Bevo may be one of the most famous college mascots in the nation. I had the privilege of visiting the ranch where Bevo stays, and I got to learn all the ins and outs of caring for this lovable 1,700-pound animal.
My God.
Take a look.
Bevo has become the icon for the University of Texas at Austin. Most only see him in the pen on game day, but so much more effort, dedication, and planning goes into maintaining and caring for Bevo 15 by his silver spur handlers.
He's gotten to know us over time. We pet him, talk to him. He's got his pen, his fans, his misters, his food, and he's pampered. A typical day, you get out to the ranch, get out here early, you clean up the trailer, get everything prepared, walk him around a little bit, and by the time you commute, do the event, come back, and take care of everything on the ranch, it's been about a 6 or 7 hour event.
Being selected to be one of Bevo's handlers is an honor. An applicant must be involved, committed, and willing to put in the time.
Go through a training process for about a couple months, first semester, and so we'll go through that. The old handlers will train us on stuff, the bakers as well, and then from there we're elected. We give speeches in front of the organization, and they choose 4 of us. Getting to be one of the 4 handlers has been an experience that, it's been the most fulfilling experience I've probably had in my whole life.
Game day experience wouldn't be complete without him. He means a lot.
That is so cool. I mean, you see Bevo at all the games, everybody loves him, but you never think about all the work that has to go into caring for him from game to game. So
Yeah.
what is that like? Is Bevo as cool as they say in person?
Yeah, like you said, we see him at the games, and we don't really think about what he's like in his natural habitat and where he actually lives. But a fun fact is that a lot of people think that Bevo is sedated during the games. Not at all. He's
Not at all.
just a calm animal. He's grown up that way, and
He's
that's
just
why
that
he was chosen.
well-behaved.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. See, if I were Bevo, I feel like I'd be going crazy at every Longhorn touchdown. And
I'm
loving
going
my
crazy at every
fans.
Longhorn
Well,
touchdown.
yeah, see, I mean, we already are. But no, that's very cool. And it's the silver spurs that take care of him, right?
Yes.
Okay. How'd you get to go to their ranch? Because I've heard, for one, it's not close at all.
No, definitely not close. I have some friends in the organization, so I just reached out to them. They're very willing to let me interview them, let me take some shots of Bevo. They were it's a great organization, so they were very helpful.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to hear that our mascot is well taken care of. Here's another very cool thing. I don't know if y'all have heard, but just go with me on this. It's National Pancake Day. According to a local restaurant in Texas Monthly, I know maybe we've never heard of it before, but come on. Here at GMTX, it seems to be always National Pancake Day. So to celebrate, Sean Dolan shows us a fun fall flavor to amp up your pancake game.
So cutting up some apples. He's actually making an apple cinnamon chai pancake. Grilling them, just flavoring them with some good stuff. Instead of milk, he actually replaces it with chai tea latte. And then to top it off, we just put some syrup on it, because how do you eat pancakes without syrup? And of course, you gotta add some butter, because what are pancakes without butter? And there you have it, the chai tea pancake.
Oh my gosh.
What a creative way to amp up your breakfast in a different way. Because we all know regular pancakes, they're good, they're tasty, they're sweet, but
I mean, they get
adding all
old,
these,
right?
yeah, you get to add all these flavors in, and I'm sure it didn't take much to find, just to get a couple apples, some chai tea. Maybe that was a little harder to find, but it still looks
I didn't
really
even know there were
delicious.
so many ways to make pancakes.
Yeah.
I thought milk was like something you needed to have. But no, I guess not.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, Sean, do we have any more? You brought some for the studio, right?
I sure hope
Okay,
so.
whatever. We can go to Kirby after this. It's fine. But speaking of breakfast foods, another piece of cool news. Did you hear that Dunkin' Donuts is officially dropping the donuts from its name? It's just going to be Dunkin'.
No way.
Which,
I did. I mostly go to Dunkin' for coffee anyway. I get my iced coffee, and sometimes I get their tater tots. Otherwise, I just...
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
a diverse restaurant. They don't want to be known for just their donuts, I guess. But part of me feels like it's just another IHOB or Gendy's kind of marketing campaign, and it'll be back. But we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're right. I think donuts are the worst part about Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, but
It's a coffee place for
the
me.
best part is dunking the donut in the coffee, hence Dunkin' Donuts.
True. So yeah,
How do you get rid of the donuts part?
you need both parts. of the
Yeah.
mix.
Still have donuts in their restaurants. Donuts just isn't a part of their name anymore. So.
Sadly.
They're
Yeah,
not getting rid of the
sadly.
donuts, right?
Yeah,
just
don't
saying.
don't worry. They're still gonna have the donuts for you.
Thank goodness.
Okay, so I don't know about you guys. Dunkin's a great way to go and spice up your breakfast, spice up a different meal. But all this talk about food is making me so hungry. But if you're like me, I'm getting sick of dining hall food. But thankfully, Budget Bites is back this week with a new restaurant. It's called Dan's Hamburgers. My friend Cameron Trout and I sampled their menu, which boasts, good food for a fair price. Good morning, Texas. This week's Budget Bites, we are headed off to Dan's Hamburgers per the recommendation of my roommate Alexa Ray. Our friend Cameron joined us to get a taste of what Dan's has to offer. Dan's Hamburgers has been an Austin mainstay since 1973. There are 4 locations around the Austin area, the closest to campus being the location on North Lamar. It's accessible by several bus routes, and their motto, according to the website, is good food for a fair price. Dan serves a variety of entrees on both their breakfast and dinner menu, ranging from breakfast tacos, biscuits and gravy, and of course, burgers and fries. I opted for a breakfast taco and short stack, while Cameron went for the whole breakfast. My roommate Alexa Ray opted for a burger and fries. Our consensus?
That's a good pancake.
My meal totaled $9.29, and it was worth every penny. Dan's not only provided a good meal, they also gave way to a great morning spent with friends.
I'm gonna be eating good today.
For Good Morning Texas, I'm Kayla Peterman.
Kayla, I don't know how you keep finding these delicious restaurants that are so cheap.
Well, I cook from time to time. I try to stay on my budget, but I mean, you get sick of cooking the same old pastas, the same old chicken and rice. Like, I always want to go out with my friends. I think that's the main thing. I want to go have an experience with my friends. So I go find these places, and thankfully my roommate recommended Dan's. So it was a lot of fun, and the pancakes were good. I'm such a pancake eater. I love them so much. So yeah, it was just a lot of fun. I love it.
I didn't know there was a restaurant where you can get pancakes and burgers at the same
Yeah,
time.
who
A place
thinks?
like that. I mean, I was watching that. I think this calls for a trip to Kirby right after.
I think we're going.
Okay, perfect.
Definitely.
I'm
Well,
down, yeah.
I'm going to need a list of all those places because I'm going to need to go to all those places.
Oh yeah, no, I'll release them
Yeah.
periodically. We got it.
Don't go anywhere. After the break, Ryan gives you this week's news and a look at the weather forecast.
We'll be back with more from Good Morning Texas.
Okay, is that it?
We're back with Ryan in our News and Weather Center. What's the latest in the news, Ryan?
Well, it's been a tense week of news in Washington as the Senate Judiciary Committee tries to move Brett Kavanaugh's nomination through the Supreme Court, but it hasn't been easy for them. Professor Christine Blasey Ford has agreed to testify in front of the committee tomorrow over her sexual assault allegations, and the FBI says that they will not conduct an investigation into the matter. Kavanaugh's condition grew worse when his college classmate Deborah Ramirez came forward with a claim of sexual assault on Monday, but says that she will not testify. Kavanaugh says these claims are smears, and President Trump dismisses them as, quote, totally political. The Senate Judiciary Committee will vote on Kavanaugh's nomination on Friday. And back in Texas, the governor's race between Republican incumbent Greg Abbott and Democratic challenger Lupe Valdez is set for this Friday. The candidates will debate at 7 o'clock at our very own LBJ Library here on campus. It will be the only debate for the two. Governor Abbott leads the polls 58-39. And back on campus, the deadline to register to vote is 2 weeks away on October 9th. We will have polling locations at the PCL and the FAC this year, so everybody be sure to register and make your student voices heard. Now some more campus news. Cap Metro has heard your concerns, apparently. They announced this week that they are adding 4 new bus routes to Route 10, one of the most popular routes for UT students. The buses will run from 45th Street all the way to campus from 8 to 9:30 a.m. Now these are not permanent changes, but will be bonus rides to alleviate overcrowding. They will be in service for the rest of the semester.
Thank you, Ryan. So I'm actually kind of glad to hear that Cap Metro is adding more buses to those routes. I know that there are a lot of students that live pretty close to campus and rely on these buses to come to campus. So it's really great to see that they're responding to these claims and really making sure that these students are heard and taken care of. Because I relate. I live on Riverside, and it's so hard sometimes to get on the bus on time and make sure I get here on time. So it's really great to hear that they're finally addressing these concerns that students have had.
Yeah, and it's also a really big issue for students who are out of state, because a lot of us, including me, don't have cars, so we really do rely on the buses to get around. So it's good to hear that they're taking those concerns into consideration and going to do something about it.
That's true. And speaking of buses, it's always hot when I'm getting on the bus, and I'm just hoping that it cools down again like it was last week. I absolutely loved this weekend. It was such good weather. So
Ryan, please tell us how the weather's looking this week.
Well, I'm glad y'all thought the weather was good over the weekend, because we're back to the rainy conditions that we've thought we were going to get rid of and we've had since the beginning of the year. But get your umbrellas ready, Longhorns, again, because this is going to be a gray week with a lot of rain. Today, there's a 50% chance of rain with a high of 86 and a low of 64. Thursday will be cloudy with a 30% chance of rain, with temperatures ranging from 78 to 67. Friday will be mostly cloudy with another 50% chance of rain, getting up to 82 and not dropping below 70. The weekend is not going to look any better, unfortunately. I know we had a great, cool game day last Saturday, but now we're going to see another 50% chance of rain on Saturday, and rounding out the forecast on Sunday, we will see more clouds and a 40% chance of rain. So Longhorns, I don't know about you, but I'll definitely be missing the sun this week, so stay dry out there. Live from the Weather Center, I'm Ryan Chandler.
Thanks, Ryan. I don't know if there's ever going to be a show where we talk about good weather.
Oh, I'm into it, though. I'm glad. I just love the rain. I feel like I'm more productive. I study more, so I welcome it. Bring on the rain.
Yeah, you really do love the rain.
I do.
Well, stay tuned for more Good Morning Texas when we come back. Welcome back to Good Morning Texas. Joining us in studio is Zachary Price, student candidate running for AISD board. Welcome, Zach.
Thanks for having me.
So I guess I'm just curious how your campaign started.
Yeah, I mean, so it started, I got into this for a couple of reasons. The first was the March for Our Lives movement and everything that happened after that. Seeing students speak up with a unified voice across the country, especially here in Austin, was incredibly empowering. Made me step back and take a look at our representation here in Austin, and especially on the school board, and decided it was time for something a little bit different. The other thing is that honestly, some people in the North and Northwest Austin community that I grew up in came to me and were looking for something a little different. They were looking for a change on our school board and someone who could be an honest broker and talk about, the issues that really matter. And, I'm that person. So, I'm excited to be doing it.
No, that's awesome. So tell us a little bit more about what your platform is.
Sure. So, I'm running on a few issues that I think are really important to people on the ground. I graduated from Anderson High School, which is in District 4, Austin ISD, and I've worked on the ground with students in 5 different high schools across Austin. My platform is really based on that. So I'm talking about issues like mental health, like sexual assault and educational equity, making sure that every student has the resources they need to succeed, whether or not they're having a good day at school or a good day at home, and making sure that every student who graduates from Austin ISD graduates with an equal degree and graduates with the same level of education and access that every other student has.
That's amazing. So you are a student running for a board. So what is that like, being a student running for this board?
Yeah, well, so if any of my professors are listening, I'm sorry, I'm turning that assignment in soon. But I mean, beyond that, it's really powerful and empowering. There are a lot of people who think that it's time for a different type of voice in our politics. We're looking for something different. And so a lot of people are really excited to see someone who doesn't fit the traditional mold of a 70-year-old white guy get into local politics and really try and make a difference in the community. I'm having a really good time doing it, and I'm really grateful for everybody who stepped up and asked to help and helped me out along the way.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
So say you are elected. What will be some of the first policies that you begin to enact?
Yeah, sure. So I talked a little bit about mental health and sexual assault. Those are issues that are really important to me because I really think that we haven't done right by students in this state and country, but especially here in Austin. We should be leaders on these issues. So you're talking about mental health. There have been several attempted suicides and suicides in Austin ISD in the last several years. I would like to see us implement a 24-hour phone line where students can call in and get the help they need and be referred to local services without fear of stigma, without fear that somebody will see them walking into the counselor's office. Talking about sexual assault, there's currently no way to report a sexual assault online or anonymously in Austin ISD. So setting up a simple reporting system and making sure there's at least one person on every Austin ISD campus where students know they can go to that person for help is a really simple solution that we can use, but at the same time would be way more effective than the system we have in place right now.
Well, your platform sounds amazing. We wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for being here. Coming up, we work out with Jaewon Yoon. It's time to work off those pancakes and burgers that we were talking about, so please stay tuned.
Along with our executive producer, Danny. So say hello. Jaewon is here to teach us some apartment-friendly cardio Pilates for those of us who just don't have the time to go to the gym. So welcome, Jaewon.
Yeah, hi, I'm happy to be here bright and early. Okay, so so she won't be joining us. So these are apartment-friendly cardio Pilates workout moves. So a lot of the times, like, gyms are expensive, right? So I prefer to work out at home all the time, literally. So these are not my moves. They're Blogilates, like Pop Pilates inspired by Cassie Ho. And it's literally, usually there's music to it, but okay, so today it's gonna be very much leg and booty focused. So let's get started. We're gonna start with stretching. So let's just stretch down, touch the floor like this. Yep, as much as you can. That's fine. It's whatever you can work with, and just touch the floor as long as you feel like the strain, like the little tug behind your hamstrings and your calves. And let's get our side quads. I don't know what to call these exactly. I'm not certified, but I have been doing this for years. So
college students don't go to the gym.
I agree. And you can just do this at home, literally, and you can just do this like just a little bit, like even just 15 minutes per day, daily, like it's not even that much, but it's still doable, I'd say. So yeah, mini stretches, just loosen up a little bit.
And
Okay.
how long do you recommend students to just
I say 30 minutes. 30 minutes is like, even just 30 minutes is good. Okay, so we're gonna start. These are called baby flyouts, okay? So it's basically a squat to tap, like this. Squat and tap. Yeah, we're starting out pretty easy, I would say.
I'm gonna be sorry.
Maybe that's a good sign. That means the workout works. So these are baby flyouts. So as we go on,
Switch legs?
yes, switch legs, alternate legs as you go. And after a few moves, these are gonna escalate and turn into like the big boy. Like it's gonna become harder, okay? So these are baby flyouts. And now we're gonna move on to alternating lunges. That's what they're called. So out and in. Yep, just like that. And you'll feel it in your quads here as you go. And try to keep your legs at a 90-degree angle in both ways. Yep, you can definitely hold it, whatever you're more comfortable with, whatever works for you, absolutely. But as you can see, like so far for everything, there's no jumping involved. And honestly, jumping is what makes like working out the worst, in my opinion. It makes everything so difficult. But yeah, definitely. Okay, so now we're gonna go to big flyouts, okay? So it's gonna be a squat to tap. You go up. Yeah. So, yeah. Squat to tap, squat to tap.
Too much for me.
Go as much as you can. Yep. And just a few more. And then the last move, okay, we're gonna do, the last move is back, alternate reverse lunges. That's what they're called. And you kick up, back, and up, yeah. Back and up. And these are just a few moves that you can definitely do. And yeah, that's all I have for you today.
Thank you,
So for sure, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Jaewon, for coming out today. We appreciate it so much. And thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at GoodMorningTX for news updates throughout the week. I'm Kayla Peterman, wishing you a very happy Wednesday.
Tonight on Texas News Channel, President Finvez's university address.
UTPD enforces